Hello. In this week's Torah portion, Pinchas, we read about a troubling episode in the life of the Israelites in the desert. The people cavort with Moabite women and sacrifice to local idols. God gets angry, has some people executed, and brings a plague that kills 24,000 people. Then a man named Zimri defiantly cavorts with a Midianite woman named Cosbi, in full sight of all, near the tents of meeting. A man named Pinchas then grabs a spear and kills both of them. God is pleased and rewards Pinchas. Let us hear the story directly from the Torah. Quote, "And behold, one of the people of Israel came and brought to his companions a Midianite woman in the sight of Moses and in the sight of all the congregation of the people of Israel, who were weeping before the door of the tent of meeting. And when Pinchas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, saw it, he rose up from among the congregation and took a javelin in his hand. And he went after the men of Israel into the tents and thrust both of them through, the men of Israel and the woman through her belly. So the plague ceased from the people of Israel, and those who died in the plague were 24,000. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Pinchas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron the priest, has turned my anger away from the people of Israel, while he was zealous for my sake among them, that I did not consume the people of Israel in my jealousy. Therefore say, Behold, I give to him my covenant of peace, and he shall have it, and his seed after him, the covenant of an everlasting priesthood, because he was zealous for his God, and made an atonement for the people of Israel." Unquote. Let's talk about Pinchas' action. Is he an appropriate role model? The sages said that he did the right thing because God said so. But don't you do the same? The Talmud says, quote, Rav Hisda said, "If a zealot comes to ask whether to punish the transgressors, we do not instruct him to do so. Moreover, if Zimri had forsaken his mistress and Pinchas still slain him, Pinchas would have been executed for murder. For the zealot may slay only while the perpetrator is committing the offense. And had Zimri turned upon Pinchas and slain him, he would not have been executed, since Pinchas was a pursuer seeking to kill Zimri." Was this a case of senseless hatred? The sages told us that the second temple fell because of the zealots' senseless hatred, sinat chinam. Rabbi Hirsch says that Pinchas did right because he acted on impulse. If he had waited, it would have been murder. Sforno notes that because Zimri's transgression was public, it was vital to address it right away, as new rules were taking hold. Misbehavior starts low with sex, but ends high with idolatry. The Talmud adds that the elders of Israel were not pleased. The elders of Israel sought to excommunicate Pinchas for murder, but the Holy Spirit heard and stopped them. That's from Yerushalmi Sanhedrin. Rabbi Baruch Epstein comments on this that the Holy Spirit had to testify that Pinchas' zeal was genuine, and only such intervention can prevent Pinchas' execution for murder. One cannot keep such people in the community. The Midrash offers another twist. Pinchas did not want to kill the lovers, but he had to stop it. He had to do it to stop the plague fast. Rabbi Yosei said that Pinchas reasoned to himself, if a horse risks its life in war and is prepared to die for its master, then how much more should I be prepared to do the same to sanctify God's name? What shall I do? I cannot kill both. Two can kill one, but can one kill two? While he was pondering, the epidemic raged among the Israelites. Unquote. The Talmud adds, quote, Then Pinchas came and struck them down before the Almighty, saying, Sovereign of the universe, shall 24,000 perish because of these? Implying, it is better for these two to die than 24,000 more of our people to die. Unquote. Rav Kook asked, if Pinchas' grandfather Aaron was a lover of peace and pursuer of peace, how can Pinchas do such an unpeaceful thing? His answer, it was contrary to his nature and was done purely for God's sake. That is what pleased God. A modern view of this episode might be that sex with aliens is what propagated the plague, because the plague originated from these aliens. So the only way to nip it in the bud is to prevent such sex. At any rate, Pinchas certainly gives a creative and dangerous interpretation of the Talmudic rule, quote, if someone, a rodef, comes to kill you, kill him first, if that's the only way to stop him, unquote. Was Zimri saving lives by killing the couple? Now, let's talk about Moses' inaction through these events. The Midrash says, when Cosby came along, Zimri desired her, but she said to him, I will not yield to you because my father told me that I must yield only to Moses. To which he replied, I am greater than Moses, for he belongs to the third tribe, whereas I belong to the second. Shall I show you that I am greater than Moses? Well, in front of him will I take you. So impudent was he towards him. He said to Moses, is she forbidden or permitted? To which Moses replied, she is forbidden to you. Zimri then retorted, are you the most faithful follower of the Torah, on whom God prides himself, saying, my servant Moses is trusted in all my house? You tell me that she is forbidden? Well, the wife that you have taken is also forbidden to you, for both are Midianite women, and whereas this one is the greatest of her family, your wife is the daughter of a heathen priest. Unquote. Rabbi Yehiel Yaakov Weinberg comments, a zealot, kanai in Hebrew, must have pure motivations. That is why Moses did not kill Zimri himself. His wife Tzipporah was also Midianite. Of course, Moses' case is different, for he married before the Torah was given. Nevertheless, in his humility, Moses feared that if he killed Zimri, he might derive satisfaction from taking revenge on the person who insulted him. But Pinchas was son of a Midianite woman himself. His father Eleazar, son of Aaron, married another daughter of Jethro the Midianite, so the woman he killed may have been a relative. The Talmud notes, quote, the Israelites began berating Pinchas for his presumption, as he himself was descended from a Midianite idolater, Jethro. The Israelites said, see this son of Puti, that is Putiel, another name for Jethro. See this son of Puti, whose maternal grandfather fattened Pitem, cattle for idols, and who now has slain Zimri, the prince of a tribe of Israel. To counter this attack, God detailed Pinchas' descent from the peaceful Aaron. And then God told Moses to be the first to extend a greeting of peace to Pinchas so as to calm the crowds. The atonement that Pinchas had made was worthy to atone permanently. Unquote. Now let's explore God's reaction to these events. Pinchas was rewarded not so much for killing the lovers, but for stopping the plague and saving the people from God's ire. So the Talmud says that God prayed that he might exercise better self-control. May it be my will that my mercy supersede my anger. Quote, Rabbi Yochanan said in the name of Rabbi Yosei, how do we know that the Holy One, blessed be He, says prayers? Because it says in Isaiah, even them will I bring to my holy mountain and make them joyful in the house of my prayer. Bet tefillati, the house of my prayer. It is not said their prayer, but my prayer. From this we learn that the Holy One, blessed be He, says prayers. What does he pray? Rabbi Zutra Bartobi said in the name of Rav, may it be my will that my mercy may suppress my anger and that my mercy may prevail over my other attributes, so that I may deal with my children in the attribute of mercy and on their behalf stop short of the limit of strict justice and not impose full penalty. In conclusion, one could consider Pinchas killing the lovers to be similar to Moses killing the Egyptian. Tradition generally says that it was a good action, but some say it was bad, and that was the real reason Moses was not allowed into the Promised Land. On Pinchas, God says his action was good. Commentators therefore cannot say that it was bad, but can and did turn his action into a unique case that must never be emulated. Shabbat Shalom.